Now joined by the Baseball Hall of Famer and Madison analyst Jim Palmer. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys.
How about the Orioles starting pitching now stepping up beyond Chris Tillman recently?
It's been good. We like it. It's the way it's supposed to be. I could go on and on and on. Obviously, that's where it all starts. Kevin Gausman's been terrific. He's learned to win on the road. They played better on the road. So as they've scored more runs, he's, the game. You don't win very often 1-0 up in Fenway Park, even if the wind is blowing in. Dylan Bundy, he's coming right up on about 100 innings. So, again, what a marvelous way. Not only the way he's conducted himself with 3 pitches, but the fact that the Orioles have handled him, kind of like a starter out of the bullpen early on. He's got 3 pitches he can throw over. He's learning. Rick, as you know very well, just can't throw changeups once they know about it. You got to make quality pitches, and then you got a baller who's going to pitch tonight. Now all of a sudden giving him a chance to win. And also with him mixing up his pitches, and they are scoring more runs for him, even though, as we know last night, runs were at a premium, or at least clutch hitting.
Jimmy, we look at what Dylan Bundy and Gausman have been doing now. They're making some adjustments that are really, paying off for them. That fastball down and away that Gausman is throwing right now is almost unhittable. They've got to put these kind of things in their book, and they have to remember them. And one thing that I wanted to know from you, because in your day, what happened when you gave up a base hit with 2 strikes and no balls? What was said about it to you?
You would give me a bad look, and Earl Weaver would go crazy.
Before I would get,
but it kind of depends where the hit was. You throw a guy a low and away slider, and he serves at the right field. I think last night, if we go back and look at the game, Tommy Hunter's come over, did a pretty good job. But last night, the Orioles didn't make a lot of good, 2-strike pitches.
Yeah.
And it hurt them for probably about 3 runs. And again, when you lose 7-6, those are big things. But I always thought, and it's funny, when you look at Giovanni Gallardo, who struggled last night, all of a sudden now he's throwing 91 to 93. Maybe his fastball at this point, because he's rebuilt his arm, is his best pitch. So, again, the relationship between the catcher and the pitcher is very important. You give up a 2-strike pitch. Again, if you have an idea, I think the term back in our day was you have an idea of what you're trying to do. If I'm trying to go up and in and I don't get it up and in and the guy flares one, okay. But if I throw it in the middle of the plate 0-2 and I give up some runs, it's not really where you want to be.
Well, talk about the good things that we've seen, the transition of the Dylan Bundy and the Gausman, and even Ubaldo himself, and Tillman, who had a great outing against Detroit the other day. There's a lot of good, positive things going on. We kind of hope that they continue it all the way to the end of the season.
Well, they did it on the road too, Rick. They had a terrific road trip. You go to Tampa Bay, who's swinging the bat well. The Rays, and they played better than the Orioles the second half of the year, because they're all settling things down. But they have some guys. They have some young hitters. Longoria's having a nice year. But all of a sudden, you got to make your pitches. It's not automatic. They usually beat with your pitching. You go to, what do they do in Detroit? They beat them 2 out of 3 because they can control Cabrera. How do you do that? Quality pitches. Make your pitches. Have a game plan. Be able to execute it. I could tell Tom Davis over here how to pitch Cabrera, but he's not going to be able to do it.
Exactly.
You're good, but you're not that good.
So you know what I'm saying. So I just think, it's late in the year. You make a great point. Davey Wallace, the primary pitching coach, along with Dom Chitty, they talk about, listen, let's establish low and away. Let's use other pitches. Gausman and Bundy, this is what you want from your organization, people out there. You want to expend, $4.5 million, $6 million. You want your number 1 draft choices to come to the big leagues. You want them to stay healthy. Bundy wasn't able to do that. Gausman was hurt early. He's back to health, and now all of a sudden they're learning to pitch at this level. There is nothing like going out there and getting your innings pitched. And the one thing, to me, Bundy's the biggest story, mainly because of his inexperience. He had 60 innings the last 3 years. This kid's going to be really special if he can stay healthy, and hopefully that'll be the case. Wow. I saw him. Nobody outworks this kid. And I saw him the other day. I said, you're going to throw 120 next year the way you work in the weight room. So, and I think he's understanding that probably the most important thing is that this is the major leagues. There's no higher level. So, again, if you make a mistake or the hitter adjusts, you need to adjust. So I think he's got the capabilities, and we've seen that with Kevin Gausman. If you're going to, you want about 4 or 5 Kevin Gausman. Well, then you want 2 or 3 Tillmans along with him. But you want guys with a Gausman learning the pitch with outstanding stuff, and that's where the Orioles are, and that's why they're pitching better.
I like our chances going down the stretch.
I think he was trying to find out earlier if you had ever been fined on an 0-2 pitch when you gave up a hit. You wouldn't commit to the fact that you ever gave up money.
Did I ever give up an 0-2 pitch?
Yeah. You never had to pay for it, huh?
No,
I had to pay for it because I had to learn. He knew it before I got there.
I threw a home run to Lou Piniella on an 0-2 curveball, and Weaver came out and blamed Andy Etchebarren, and I was very happy about that.
On that note, we'll time
Pretty
out to
much
take a
the same as you and me. You blame me for every hit that you got. You were perfect.